What up, y'all? Man, I'm just looking at how much money, man, we're making on the show. I'm like, fuck, dude. Some of these people that broadcast the so-called news, they're fucking dick suckers, man. They eat shit and they're hella weak. Like, when one considers what the news reports in terms of, like, just basic fucking news, like, alright, so I grew up, man, not really, when I was a kid, understanding that, like, PBS was was an organization with a liberal bent. I had no fucking idea. I was a kid, man. I was like 4, 5 years old. I used to love watching PBS, man. I also love the TV show, the science show, Nova. This shit is fucking dope. And the gentle interface of PBS and like Nova, and man, my family, we used to sit in front of the TV. My grandparents, they had a TV, and we're like the only family at the time, or one of the only families because they're retirees at the time. After World War II, they had a Zenith television, so they were very generous, and they would invite kids from the neighborhood and families to come and watch TV at their home, different shows. Because I'm talking about a black and white Zenith TV. One of those big behemoths of a TV. So, man, later in the late 70s, going into the 80s, we used to sit and watch Animal Kingdom. Like, like, before mainstream, like, media today, like cable. I'm talking back in the day. Like, a long time ago, 1970s. So, I'm familiar with, like, Partridge Family and the different shows of that time. So, yeah, man, my grandmother and I, we used to sit there and watch Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie, Leave It to Beaver, Dennis the Menace. Man, fucking the good old days, man. And, Flipper. Flipper! That shit was fucking maniac. But yeah, man, old school, man, like way, way fucking back, man. Happy Days, Family Ties, Brady Bunch. So we used to sit there, and that was our thing, watching Mayberry and Barney Fife and the old black and white shows that would come on when we had the color TV. You know what I'm saying? So we're watching color TV at that point. And then there's, still the black and white shows. Man, I used to have a black and white TV, man. I used to play, I know it sounds crazy, but I had a black and white TV. I used to play video games on it. It was crazy. And then I stepped up to the color. I'm talking about, man, I used to have a fucking black and white TV myself in my bedroom. That's how old I am. So my grandparents had the black and white, stepped up the color. I had the black and white, stepped up the color. And so, I just look at how, like, the world is now. And, man, let me see. Hold on. Was it Walter Cronkite? Is that the name? Peter Jennings? Man, they used to have the dire news, man, that would come on, like, in the evening, and it was always some shit about, like, Russia and, like, the fucking Cold War. And shit was scary back then, man. When I was a kid, dude, when I was in elementary school, all the, like, nuclear fucking war drills and shit that even preceded my era, my mother and her sister's era, man, my uncles and aunts' era, man, nuclear fucking war drills, dude. I'm talking ill shit. And they always used to show, like, the bomb exploding over and over on TV. Yo, I remember when I saw the day after for the first time. I was like, fuck, this is illmatic, man. This shit is fucking brazy. Yeah, man, they constantly, like, ingrain that in our minds. Like, they put that shit into our brains, like, psychological operations-wise. And so I look at the media today and what the media reports, and, like, the media today is fucking corny. I'm talking, like, cornhole, like, cornball, like, dumb shit. when you take into account what is available on the internet, like I go to TASS, which is TASS. I look at Russian news, NHK, Arirang, the Korean network, M as in Michael, B as in Bravo, C as in Charlie, MBC, TV, KBS, Kilo Broadcast Sierra. What am I saying? Kilo Broadcast. Kilo Bravo Sierra. Y'all knew what the fuck I meant. Once or Grove meant with the military, with the phonetics. Nah, KBS, man, the Korean broadcast system, station, channel, network, megahertz networks, man. I watch news from all around the motherfucking world because, man, I got feeds going and I like to see what's going on, man. Obviously, BBC, Asia, because Asia, if you haven't figured it out, is my AOR, man. That's my area of responsibility. That's what I went to school for. That's why I studied security studies, and that's why I studied Korean and Chinese and Japanese, man. I got to touch up on my Japanese, man. I was doing good in Japanese, man. At least I know all the hiragana and the katakana. What the fuck? Yeah, man. I was like, wait, hold on. The katakana. Yeah, hiragana and the katakana. I can do the flashcards. I got that shit memorized. But I need to work on my Japanese phrases because, man, I was fucking on point with Japanese, man, a long time ago when I took it in high school and then also college out west. But out on the West Coast, but out on the East Coast, man, when I was a school teacher for 10 years in a Korean private school while simultaneously working in Gov at different agencies as a contractor, I've communicated with the Korean intelligence services and because, man, I like to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? In the world, in the globe, around the globe is what I meant. And when North Korea was tripping, man, for a while, I had to know what was up. You know what I'm saying? Like, not what my government, like, was telling me, but, like, what I knew. You know what I'm saying? So I was reading journals and data and streams and monitoring around the clock all these different events and all these different streams of information and feeds and different key indicators and anything and everything related to North and South Korea. I'm talking industry, geography, terrain, topography, satellite space, anything that had to do with maritime activities, coastlines, anything that had to do with internal security of the country, military, domestic, law enforcement, civil, anything in terms of human activity, the goings-on of society on the peninsula, television, broadcast, media, print, radio. Man, I got this dope app. Actually, man, let me share this app with y'all. This app right here, it's the best that I've ever had for streaming Korean radio stations. It's very robust because I have an app that streams German radio. I got to touch up on my German too, man. I was on point with German for a minute. Let me see. Hold up. Where is that motherfucking app? That app is dope. This is Hold up. That's so fucking corny. Let me see. Hold on. I am genuinely looking for this. How the fuck is this shit not here, dude? It was just here. Okay, that's understanding Korean. I'm looking for the app, the radio. Oh, here we go. Yeah, boy. So I got YTN. That is Yankee Tango November 94.5. I said 94.5. 94.5. Let's see. It's got CBS, TBS, T is in Tango. It's got EBS, Echo Bravo Sierra, Arirang, UBC, KBC, BBS, 101.9. 24 Sky, that would be Seoul Online. CPBC, so that's Charlie Papa Bravo Charlie. That's Seoul 105.3 FM. Then we got Gwangju. Gwangju is 103.5. That's CBS. And then there's Digital Radio Kiss, which is Seoul Online. In Busan, we got KM Studio. And let me see what else. We got CBS in Daejeon, 91.7. We got WOW CCM, which is Seoul Online. Busan is 93.3. KBS World Radio, 11 languages. We got Suncheon, 102.1 FM. Radio Korea, 1540 AM. Seoul, 1540 AM. KBIC, Busan Online, 93.3. FEBC, that's Foxtrot Echo Bravo Charlie Daejeon, which is 93.3 FM. Then there's Nanpasun Radio, Dreamcast. Both of those are Seoul. Nanpasun Radio is Seoul, and Dreamcast is Seoul. Got Busan is Awen, Radio K-pop. We got Changwon, 98.1 FM. That's FEBC. And then there's FEBC Daegu, 91.9. KFN FM. That's Kilo Foxtrot November. FM, Seoul 96.7. Man, this shit is... Look, then there's Ulsan, 107.3. Gugak is 99.1. Chuncheon, Fresh FM, 105.1 FM. We already covered Gwangju, 89.7. And then we got, Radio Seoul, 1650. All right, we covered that. And then there's VOA, Voice of America, Seoul Online. Jeju City, 1566 AM. Looks like Pohang. Got Pohang at 90.3 FM. And then another Gwangju at 93.1. Blue FM in Seoul. Big B, as in Bravo Radio, J-Pop in Seoul. So they're playing some J-Pop, it looks like, in Seoul. That would be Japanese pop in Seoul. Then there's Mapo FM, Seoul 100.7. Then it's Busan 88.1. PBC, Daegu again, 93.1. Just kind of cycles through. Then there's Ondong, which is 101.7, so 10:17 a.m. Korea FM 2, that's Seoul. RFA, 11:88 a.m. is Seoul. Una FM is Seoul Online. And then there's the Jazz Lounge, DAB, Delta, Alpha Bravo. What else? There's Cheongju-shi, 1332 a.m. And then there's MBC, BBN, Defense FM is Seoul 100.1. And then you got ANBC, that's Alpha November Bravo Charlie Radio. Then you got Breeze, BREEZ, Seoul Online. Man, this shit just keeps popping. There's Beam FM, Gwangju Online. Again, SBS Seoul 103.5. DK Net, Dallas. Fred Film Radio, Korean. KNN, Busan 99.9. And then you got the AFN, Humphreys, M, as in Michael for you cast. Then AFN Kunsan, AFN Daegu, and that's for the Pacific. Jibs, JIBS. So Juliet, India, Bravo, Sierra. Jeju City 101.5. And then there's Seoul, again, 100.7. Ulsan, 88.3. YFM. Ethio FM. And then it wraps up with CBS, Cheongju, CBS which is 91.5. Wonju is CBS Gangwon. And then there's CBS Yeongdong. So yes, indeed, man. Dude, a lot of fucking data. And that's just some of the stations. So I'm just saying, man, like, the news in the West that's on these different fucking stations, man, some of it, dude, is just fucking stupid bullshit. It really is. I mean, there's so much shit going on in the world, man, and when you start to look at, like, foreign news and read different foreign news media, I mean, man, I used to read Al Jazeera. I'm talking about, man, fucking global news. Like, when you learn of the different, I'm saying someone who hasn't. I mean, perhaps, I'm not talking to you, the audience, and saying you. I'm saying when someone who isn't our educated audience, that's y'all, the educated audience, when someone is just accustomed to watching the fucking local and national news in the States, and they never really fucking follow anything outside the country, like, that's newsworthy or that's, you know, information from a foreign, you know, journal of news, foreign news media, man, there's so much goddamn shit going on around the world, man. And when I look at this fucking stupid ass shit in the West, I'm just saying, man, the shit is controlled by the government, man. A lot of it, and it's all just watered down fucking nonsense. It's just a bunch of BS. Bravo Sierra bullshit. It's really vapid, man. And they cover shit that's like, yeah, you know, New York Metro, some issues every summer, you know, technical and maintenance teams, and water main broke, and yeah, and then people are dousing police some places with water, and they shouldn't be doing that according to the police, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, man, fuck all that noise, man. That's just some local, like, what? But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Some people, man, they like that vibe. You know what I mean? They like that, like, local news. And I get it. I like going around the country, man, to different, like, local news sites in the States and looking at some trivial shit. And I'm like, that's cool. You know? Oh, what are they doing in, like, Iowa? Okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, little towns and stuff, like little postcard towns, little picturesque towns. And I get it. Like, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm about that. But then, at the same time, it's kind of like, we need to know what's going on around the world. We need to see what foreign media are reporting in terms of different goings on. Trends. So, my group, we look at a lot of different trends. I'm talking about researchers I know, analysts I know, folks I know who just like to keep an eye on shit. So, yeah, it's true. We're kind of like, you could say, a watchdog, like, org. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, hey, yes, I'm part of a watchdog organization where we keep an eye on things. And, you know, we share intel. We talk about what it is and share notes and compare notes. Because, man, what you fucking hear on these radio stations, man, in Western media, in terms of, like, how they want to shape the intel, because they shape the intel, they make it up as they go. A lot of these fuckery broadcasts, that's what they do, is they're just fuckery broadcasts. It's all psychological operations, man, psyop. They want for people to think by the way, those are lovely as fuck clouds right there. That shit is dope. I mean, that shit should be in a fucking movie. That looks fucking lovely. But yeah, man, when you listen to the newscaster, dude or chick, and you're like, and they're talking about, like, Chinese tariffs and tariffs on China and the trade war and fucking blah, blah, blah. It's like, right, so I'm supposed to believe that we're slaves to a system. There's some elite motherfuckers running the show, doing some trade war shit, which whatever, we got to do whatever. We got to do countermeasures-wise, retaliatory economic strike back wise type shit. Like, I get that. I know that I can see those numbers and understand that fully. Aye, Captain. But, shout outs to POTUS. But yeah, man, I mean, the news media, the way they report shit in the West, a lot of times, oh man, the moon looks dope. It's kind of like hidden a little bit in the clouds, and like if you just kind of glance, like it might even look like a cloud because the moon's out right now. It's 7:25 p.m., so the sun's out. I'm just saying they're always there, but I'm just looking through this like partially blue sky, it's more, it's about half and half, and just knowing that the moon's hollow and that it's a machine, you know what I'm saying, that was brought here to Earth to balance Earth, you know, gravitationally, man, and to also keep an eye on the Earth as an artificial satellite that's hollow with computers and machines and advanced beings inside it for the eons that it's been here. I'm just saying, the fact that some advanced technological civilization brought that shit here and had the advanced intel to know that it could buoy in place and work in tandem, that is concert with the Earth at that exact gravitational fucking pinpoint axis. I'm just like, yo, I mean, it helps our wobble, you know what I'm saying? Like be more stable, like metastability type shit. And the fact that advanced beings could analyze the spin and the wobble of our planet and detect that it was off by a fraction, and that it could be error corrected by bringing in an artificial satellite that's, you know, a fraction the size of our planet, and then buoy that machine, because that's what the moon is. It's a fucking machine. I mean, man, when you listen to Michio Kaku, right, when you take into account what Professor Michio Kaku talks about, when you consider when one thinks about when we think about the Kardashev scale, right? Kardashev level of civilization. I almost said organization, but I mean, you know, society is an organization. It's a collective. When you look at, man, the moon looks ghostly, man. There's like some like misty, like clouds kind of misting over the fucking moon, dude. That shit looks dope. So, but yeah, man, when you look at the Kardashev scale and different types of civilizations, type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, like Michio Kaku talks about, and beyond, type 4, when you can use the resources of an entire galaxy, when you have machines that are so powerful that you're using an entire galaxy's resources, that is energy, collecting plasma from stars type shit, right? Man, when you can build an object, I'm talking about a machine, okay, the size of the fucking moon, and fill it with whatever you need to fill the motherfucking thing with, computers, buildings, internally, under the surface, and on the surface. I mean, man, we're talking about a satellite, because that's what the moon is. It's an artificial satellite. And it's a fucking machine. Like, the thing is a goddamn machine. Like, if you think of a dam, like a hydroelectric dam, and everything that is inside a hydroelectric dam, the turbines, the motors, the engines, right? Anything that is part of that machinery, the cogs in the machine, right? That run the whole system of you know, the whole cyclical system of it all, right? To put machinery inside the fucking moon that is a sphere, a fraction the size of our Earth, but nonetheless a huge big ass fucking body, like moon, right? Man, shit. And then on the surface they got goddamn they have plume, man, you can see plumes of smoke and shit. You know what I'm saying? From like some type of nuclear reactor, like beneath the surface. So, I mean, man, that information is there. And when meteors impact the moon, they don't go very deep because it's designed to be virtually impervious to some meteor shit. Like, so they built these advanced beings built this big ass sphere to be basically like the Death Star. That's exactly what the fuck it is, man. And when meteors hit it, that's why they never go very deep into that construct, because it's not a rock in the way that other rocks in space, that is planets, are. No, that shit is artificial, man. It's fucking made to watch us. And they said, man, that these analysts were saying that the telescope radar disc, it was it 1 mile in circumference? Yeah, like 1 mile in circumference, so they can fucking watch us. Like, imagine a telescope so motherfucking long across, okay? So wide, it's 1 mile. That's a big ass goddamn fucking telescope, yo. Like 1 fucking mile, 5,280 feet across. Maybe even a little bit more. Okay? And so that shit is there to see us from the dark side of the motherfucking moon. They can watch us and shit. And keep an eye. Man, so just think of the engineering that went into that. The planning. When they found Earth, or maybe built Earth, and they said, okay, well, it's off by a tick. And if we don't counterbalance that out, or balance it out, if we don't error correct that, then life on Earth won't be possible. So we're talking about an advanced civilization that knows the exact spin of planets down to the tick. And if that tick and that wobble are off, can create machinery the size of moons and doctor it up, fake it up to make it look like a naturally occurring moon, and can then bring that machine from some other part of the universe and post-fix it, like, boop, just put it right in fucking place. Man, that is some miraculous shit. That is an engineering fucking marvel. That shit is marvelous. So, we're talking about beings that are fucking zillions of eons old. And I'm sure those beings are designed to to regenerate. Like, they probably don't even die. They just live for like millions of years, because, man, they've been watching Earth literally for millions of years. And that's a long fucking time. But in the cosmic scheme of shit, man, millions of years isn't anything. So it definitely has a vested interest in our planet. And then, of course, there's the Black Knight satellite that's been in space, according to the U.S. military, for hundreds of thousands of years. More than tens of thousands of years, man. It's not like it's only been up there for like 100 years. What I've heard is that it's some tens of thousands of fucking years that the Black Knight satellite has been in fucking space. And so you got satellites, man, of alien origin that are monitoring the Earth. You've got the fucking moon and shit that's not for real. That's like a construct. It's made up. That's hollow and shit. The Earth itself is fucking hollow. You know what I'm saying? Just some weird shit. Oh, by the way, you motherfuckers out there that think that the shit is flat, you're smoking. Ain't no such thing, man. It just really ain't no such thing. There's no such thing as a flat Earth. It does not exist. DNE does not exist. And I already proved that in one of these podcasts if you haven't heard it. Like, I know what you're saying, and I hear all of your stories. You know, and I know where you get the idea. And I'm familiar with the movie Dark fucking City that none of y'all niggas seem to cite or reference when you talk about flat earth. Dude, man, I remember when I was in elementary school and then junior high school reading about the Flatlanders, okay? And then there's the movie Dark fucking City. Spoiler alert, Dark City. Some of y'all niggas don't know about Dark City. These people, man, that talk about flat earth, conveniently, they never talk about Dark City. I wonder why. Maybe because there's a little plagiarism going on. I'm just saying, man, I've seen Dark City. And, yeah, won't go into details, not gonna fucking ruin it for anyone, but this earth is not fucking flat. Okay? And you're probably like, but yeah, it is though. And I'm like, but yeah, no, it's not though. There's no such thing, man. This isn't a hologram. And you can't have a piece of paper that is just a sheet of paper that operates a universe. That just doesn't even make any fucking sense. Because that's what you're saying when you're saying that the earth is flat. When you say the earth is flat, you're saying that it's a sheet that is flat. And in a two-dimensional world, with a 2D sheet of fabric, like I'm talking paper, you cannot create a universe in terms of everything that you see here and sense and understand to be true. So the whole idea of a flat earth is absolute bull malarkey. It is hogwash. It is fucking nutty. It is kooky. It is a lie. It is a fucking goddamn fallacy. And it is a fable, like Aesop's fables. I'm just saying, y'all are fibbing. So stop it. So the earth isn't flat. The earth was intelligently designed by a God matrix. God Almighty, G-D, created beings that became so advanced that they could create beings. And we were created. And then other beings came here millions of years ago and wondered who created us and found us to be interesting, so modified our DNA over time and kept an eye on things for millions, zillions of fucking eons. Yeah, the moon is a trip, dude. The moon is a trip. The fact that it is absolutely a machine. And, yeah, man. Interesting shit, though.